Hello, folks. Welcome back to our channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing another episode of Medium. I'm so excited about it, and today we're going to be speaking about episode 5 from the second season called Sweet Dreams. Sweet Dreams, indeed. The episode was directed by Aaron Lipstadt, written by Moira Kurland, and it aired on October 17th, 2005. Wow. So what's this episode about? Many things occurred during this episode, but let's tackle with them one by one before letting you know about what I thought about this episode. Of course, we'll try not to spoil anything. So basically, in this episode, Allison has some memory flashbacks, whatever you're going to call them, of her time in high school. And basically, she keeps seeing this old man, Ghost, right? Who is basically haunting her. And basically, it all goes back to when she was basically playing some kind of this game with the board. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called a Ouija board kind of thing. And basically, she was with her best friend, Lila. And Lila wanted to leave to go to California in the hope of becoming a star, a model. And basically, Allison hasn't seen her ever since. They kind of lost track of each other. They don't basically, they stopped hanging out. They stopped basically knowing what had become of one another. Yeah, basically, they just lost, they just lost sight of each other, right? And basically, Allison is having some flashbacks and dream, and she dreams about an earthquake, and basically, yeah. So she doesn't really know what to think about it, and why is she having these dreams now, and what could be the meaning of all of this. So basically, she's gonna try and track down this friend of hers, Lila, and she's gonna be asking Lee Scanlon to basically try and track her down and let her know what she's up to today. But basically, Lee's gonna make a shocking discovery regarding her and what happened in 1989, and it might change the whole, it might change everything. Like, the whole thing is kind of, yeah, pretty much like it doesn't come to, it comes to a very kind of hard time for Allison. But I'm not gonna spoil anything, so I'll let you know I'll let you find out for yourselves in case you haven't watched the episode what happens. But basically, in the meantime, the mayor is basically showing up at the district attorney's office, and basically his daughter, who's 19 years old, is missing. And technically, she's old enough to do as she pleases, so she's not a child anymore. She could just be some runaway. But basically, he's asking the district attorney to help him find her because he believes she might be in trouble. And in order to do that, he takes a polygraph test in order so that he'd be ruled out as a suspect in her disappearance. And basically, Allison is going to have dreams and visions, episodes, whatever you're going to call them, in which she's going to see his daughter, Cynthia, who's basically involved in what appears to be pornography, what appears to be some porn tape, some material, right? And basically, it turns out that it seems that she might be dead, right? And there's a lot of blood that is found in her car. The car is basically drenched with blood, and everybody kind of devours the district attorney, and everybody comes to the conclusion that there's no way on earth she could have survived this huge amount, this loss of such a huge amount of blood, right? So basically, Allison is going to keep on trying to find her friend, and she's wondering why she didn't see her in a vision, since it's going to be pretty hard for her to kind of get her head around the idea that she might never be found, because usually she's got visions, right? People seek her out, right? And dreams and so on. And then something is going to happen, and she's going to make a shocking discovery, and there's going to be an earthquake that is going to happen, more or less. But actually, there's going to be that 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake that is a real thing that happened in California in 1889. There's going to be something that has to do with it, but I'm not going to spoil it, so I'm not going to tell you exactly how it relates to her friend, because I wouldn't want to spoil the episode nor give too much away. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, I guess. So this episode was pretty great. I really enjoyed it. The story was pretty good, and I liked how the story with the missing girl, Cynthia, and Allison's lost high school friend, long lost high school friend, they kind of tie up at the end in a way. I'm not gonna tell you how, but it was pretty very well made in my opinion, very well thought of. Yeah, so this episode there's no really like any side story per se, but it's basically how the two cases come together, how they tie up to one another. That was pretty great in my opinion. So let's move on to the actors now. The characters, so obviously we have the main ones, Allison, Manuel Davalos, Lee Scanlon, Ariel, and so on, Joe, and Bridget. But then there's some guest starring actors. We have John Jett, who plays Councilman Stewart. I can read his last name. It's I can read it fully for some reason. McCall something. I apologize for that, but it's too long, so his name is not fully there on IMDb. I mean, then we have McAllister. Now I know because of his daughter's name, same last name, right? It helps. Then we have Alexa Palladino, who plays Lila Gallagher. She was pretty great in this episode, and so was John Jett, by the way. Then we have Jessie Schramm, who plays young Allison. Really great actress. She was in other things too. You can check her out. She's a really good actress, in my opinion. Then we have Emma Stone, right? Emma Stone, yes indeed, who plays Cynthia McAllister. She was pretty young at the time, but she did a pretty awesome job. Then we have Vicky Davis, who plays young Katie. Sarah Hagen, who plays young Susanna. And then we have Kendall King, who plays Sandra. Cyril Suarez, who plays the examiner. Del Monroe, who plays the old man. Yvette Cruz, who plays the maid. Sada Pagan, who plays a newscaster. And Miranda Carabillo, who plays Marie, who is Allison's youngest. Miranda Carabillo, in case I pronounced her name wrong. So yeah, those were pretty great actors. My favorite ones were definitely Emma Stone, Jessie Schramm as young Allison, obviously. Jessie Schramm would be number one. Then definitely Alexa Palladino. And Emma Stone, after that, she wasn't in a lot of scenes, but she was pretty good in the few scenes she was in, and she was near the end. And we have John Jett. And I didn't mention it, but there's a music that keeps recurring in this episode. Those of you who have watched the episode, you know what I'm talking about. It's a really kind of scary music, but also kind of suspenseful. It's so awesome. It's so beautiful. It was in other few episodes, such as episode 13 and episode 4 of the second season of the first one. Anyhow, it's not really important. But the point is, yes, in this episode, it kept recurring, this music, this theme. I really love it. I think it's pretty awesome. It's pretty beautiful as well. So if I were to rate this episode on a scale from 1 to 10, how much of a rating would I give it? It's kind of a hard thing for me to do because I like this episode really much. I think I would give it 8.5 out of 10. I think that's pretty accurate. So 8.5 out of 10 for this episode, Sweet Dreams. Really great episode, definitely recommended. And that's pretty much it. What about you folks? What did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I just want to mention that I don't get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers for that matter. Not a lot of people speak about this show for some reason, even though I know a lot of people love it. But I don't mind doing these reviews because I love the show, and I intend on reviewing each and every single episode of the show, God willing. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, for those who have watched, and don't be shy. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode, this show, whatever the heck you want to tell me about it. Feel free to do so. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Goodbye, take care. This whole channel for you signing off.